Oh, here we go! Okay, I think we all have one of these. You know what I'm talking about. A game that we absolutely love to death and everyone else is like, seriously? That's one of your favorites? And for me, that game is Tiny Toon Adventures Buster Busts Loose for the Super Nintendo. I can't tell you how many times I went through this game as a kid. It probably has the record for the game I played the most. Yeah, it's one of those. So in the early 90s, Tiny Toon Adventures debuted and it was an instant hit and quickly became one of the best cartoons on TV. And as per what happened at that time, when something is successful, it gets a video game. Now, the one for the NES came first, and trust me, we'll get to that one sometime, but for today, it's all about the awesomeness of Tiny Toon Adventures Buster Busts Loose. So enough with the build-up, let's talk about it. So the game has elements of a basic platformer, except for one staple. You can't jump on enemies. Doing so will result in taking a hit. So instead, Buster is given a flip attack by pressing X or Y. But on top of that, he has another unique maneuver in his arsenal, the dash ability. With the help of pressing L and R, our favorite Blue Rabbit can run and slide into the bad guys. But it's not just for attacking. It is necessary for the completion of certain levels, like the western level that has you dashing up walls and over canyons, and the part where you have to escape a collapsing building. And I know I brought this up before in a previous video, but if you dash up into any of the corners when the bottom of the screen engulfs you, you can trigger a glitch where Buster is teleported to the top of the screen. Still a lot of fun to do after all these years. One of the most memorable aspects of this game was the mini-games. After each level, you are treated to the Wheel o' Games, where the wheel dictates the game you play. And honestly, they are still a lot of fun to play. As a kid, the Hampton puzzle game gave me a whole lot of trouble, but I find it inviting as an adult. I keep hoping that I'll get it when I spin the wheel, just so I can conquer the puzzles that gave me so much grief way back when. And not to say that the others aren't great too, it's still a blast to navigate a maze to find other Tiny Toon characters, or bat a tennis ball up against the wall to see how long you can keep the streak going. Really, you can't go wrong with any of these. So back to the levels. Each one was designed with a certain episode of the show in mind, and throughout there are several cameos from characters you might recognize, like at the end of the Haunted Mansion level where you have to fight Melvin the Monster being controlled by Dr. Gene Splicer from the episode Hair-Raising Night, or the space level which takes inspirations from the episode A Quack in the Quarks, where Duck Vader is the final boss. Overall, if you're a fan of the show, you will appreciate all the little in-jokes and Easter eggs. And if you're a fan of side-scrolling platformers of the 16-bit era, I think you'll enjoy it as well. For me, this will always be the most memorable game from my childhood.
I wanna press it again.